Hey, what's up? My name is Ange. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about all of the books that I read in October and all of the books that I want to read in November. Starting off, I read I'll Always Be With You by Monica Murphy earlier on in the month. I do not have the physical book because I read it on Kindle, but I hope to get all the copies eventually. This one is about West Fontaine and Carolina Lancaster. Carolina is the youngest Lancaster sibling. So this is book number 4. This one takes place before and during Sylvie's book, which was at 3. Kind of overlaps a little bit, and that was something that I really loved about it. It starts off with West being in Paris. Carolina is in Paris. She's in the ballet. She's the ballerina of the family. Like, we've heard about her in little tidbits through the rest of the series, like in the beginning. About, oh, she's off in Paris, she's ballerina, blah, blah, like that whole thing. She runs away from her family. Yeah. They meet in a club in Paris. They do whatever. And then he's like, yeah, I'm on a trip with I think he said friends or family, I'm not 100% sure. Turns out a little bit later, she goes back. She thinks she's never going to see West again, right? Like, they're never going to see each other. So, a little bit later, she comes from Paris and she goes to Lancaster Prep, where she's never been before. She walks into one of her classes and, like, there he is, right? So, I rated this book 4 stars. This is probably my favorite out of the entire series. I really love this one. It was so different from all the other ones, and I really liked that it overlapped with Sylvie's book. So, like, stuff that was going on there, and I'm seeing it from Carolina's perspective or West's perspective. Like, I really liked that. It was gonna be a 5-star read for me, but when I thought about it, because that's when I was doing that 5-star read video, I was like, something is just missing about it. I think the disconnect was somewhere kind of a spoiler, but when West left school to the time jump, I think that's where I just kind of lost it. And I felt like I would have really liked to see that struggle that he had. And I don't want to give too much away, so if you've read the book, I think you know what I'm talking about. I would have really liked to see that struggle from him and how he got to where he was. I feel like Carolina, we didn't really miss, like, too much. Like, they kind of explained it, but I feel like with West, I would have liked to maybe have seen, like, just tidbits, just something. And I get the point of the jump, like, it made sense. I just wish I could have seen him getting to where he was, and I think that's why that wasn't a 5-star read for me. It was just missing, it was missing something, and that was my deciding factor between a 4 and a 5. Maybe I rated it like 4.5, but yeah, that was the first book that I read this month. Also, in the month of October, for my book club, I read The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling with my friends. An in-depth, full thought video on this will be coming out later in the month of November. So I'm going to give, like, kind of like a quick, short little version. This one follows Vivi for short. She is a young witch. She lives in Georgia, Graves Glen. She gets her heart broken years prior by Reese Penhallow. Like the young drunk witch that she was, her and her cousin put a curse on Reese, not really realizing that this curse was actually going to do something. So when he comes back for Founders Day and to charge the lines, they notice something is a little bit off and everything is going wrong for somebody who can so easily make everything go his way. So this just follows them. I thought that it was a very cute, easy, lighthearted fall read. I rated it 3 stars. I didn't think it was anything special. Like, although, like, there was a lot going on and I know that there was a plot, it kind of felt like there wasn't really, like, too much of, like, a plot line, and then the ending felt very rushed. So I didn't, like, love this one, but I didn't hate it. It was a cute, easy, light read, and I really liked that about it. You will see a more in-depth video of my thoughts, my feelings, and my friends' thoughts and feelings later in the month of November. I also read A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This was a read that has been on my TBR cart for a while. I've wanted to read it for so long. If you did not see it, I did put out a reading vlog of this one, so you'll get my it is full spoiler videos. You could not read this book and do a video on it without it being full spoilers. I don't think I could have done it. Like, I was, like, sobbing through, like, the whole thing. You'll see me, I'm, like, going like that with the book. Like, it was an insane book. I cried, literally cried, probably, like, every page. It was too much for my little heart to handle. So Rune, at, like, I think he was 5 years old, moves from Norway with his family because his dad got relocated because of his job over onto Georgia. Oh my god, do you guys know each other? They're both from Georgia. Anyway, he gets moved and he moves there and he's, like, miserable with his life because he's here, and he sees Poppy. They're 5, and then like from there it's just like their love just from 5 years old on, they're best of friends. At like 8, they have their first kiss. At 15, his parents tell him, we're moving back to Norway tomorrow, even though they knew for a month, which was really messed up, and I do say that in there. So they decide obviously to stay together because they love each other. They're going to do long distance until he can come back. 2 months of being in Norway, she completely cuts off communication with him, and he never hears from her again until he moves back. So I'm going to leave you with that. I don't want to give too much away, but oh my god, I rated this book 5 stars, and you can see more an in-depth thought process on why this book got 5 stars in that video. I can't even explain to you. Like, I was like sobbing, literally crying at every page. This one hurts, and this one does deal with very, very tough topics, so if you want to look into that before you read it, you should. But this was such a good book, and I think about this book every day since I've read it, which, I mean, I only read it like a month ago, but I think about this book constantly. It hurt my heart so bad, but it was so good. So it's like, whatever, it's fine. I wanted to get my heart broken. Totally. Next, I read Making a Play by Abby Glines. This is book number 5. I'm pretty sure it's 5 in the Field Party series. This one follows Riker, Lee, and Aurora McClay. So Riker is like the dude, like, you know, if you've been watching my videos or you know the series, like, I read about 1 or 2 of these every month. I'm really trying to just get through them. It's senior year, he's on the football team. A small part of him wonders if there's more to life than parties and meaningless hookups. So he meets a new girl at his school. He's like the player. Then he meets a new girl at the school, and everything changes for him. He runs into Aurora McClay, who her twin brother Hunter has been going there, but because she is deaf and her parents are divorced, she was living with her mom this whole time. Her mom gets divorced, she moves in with Hunter and their dad, and the mom's like off doing like her thing, right? So the dad is like very weird about her being deaf, like she should be in a deaf school and this and that, like the whole thing. He's racially against Riker, and again, if you read this, so there's like a whole big problem there. This book, because it's a young adult series, the thing about it is it deals with very heavy topics, but in a very light-hearted way that makes them feel like important, but not like the emphasis on such hard topics like something like this does. I really like that about this book series, but at the same time I'm kind of like, I wish we could have gone like a little bit more with that. Then at the same time I understand that I'm reading young adult and it's just not like that. I like this one a lot more than I like the last few that I read. Like the first book, I absolutely love that book. This one, I really liked it. The other ones I was kind of like, okay, I'm over it. I just want to be done with the series. But this one was really cute, and I was really happy for them. I really liked it throughout like the entire thing. It was very light, easy read, especially because, again, let me just put all my YouTube videos into this YouTube video. I was reading this when I was doing my 24-hour reading challenge, which will be coming out next week. Not 24. I read for 12. If I had to read for 24, I think I would start freaking out. But I did read this one after I also did a different video, which was reading thrillers for a week. So this was a nice breath of fresh air. So this one was 3 stars. I really did like it. I'm going to continue with the series. I have 2 more left and then I'm done. So that was this one. I read Flawless by Elsie Silver, and oh my god, this was such a good book that I literally, like, I have all the other books and I'm so excited to read them. I can't wait. It's getting dark in here. Do you see the light getting really bad? I'm just gonna sit like this the whole time. One follows Rhett. He's a professional bull rider, and his agent's daughter Summer, who's assigned to basically just babysit him because Rhett is acting out and it's gonna lose him sponsorships and everything like that. So when he's going on like his little tour of bull riding, she's like just paying attention to him, like, you better act right. This book was 5 stars. I loved every single second of this book. It was so good. The chemistry between them two, the banter with Summer back and forth with his family, it was amazing. Also, we're losing light. Actually, we're gaining a lot of light, but it's making my light in the video really bad. Please hold till the cloud goes over. Okay, bye son, we're back. Literally, like, chef's kiss. This was an amazing read. If you have not read this yet, please go and do it, because I cannot believe that I put it off for so long. I have the other 3 books, and then the 4th one that just came out, or 5th technically, but 4th in my book read. Yeah. I have all the other books that are out. I just recently bought the new one that just came out. I am so excited to read all of them. I love this universe. I love these characters. I was so happy that I finally picked this one up and stopped pushing it off like I was before. Just because with really hyped up books, I get so nervous that I'm going to hate it. And then I'm going to feel so bad about hating it. But At the same time, I voice my opinions without really caring. So this is a really good book, and I really like that one. I'm excited for the next ones in the series. I read The Coworker by Freida McFadden during the month of October. This is my first Freida McFadden book, and after reading this, I went and bought another one and downloaded another one on my Kindle and plan on reading literally every single book that Freida McFadden has written ever, because I loved this book. This was insane. To follow Natalie and Dawn. Natalie is like the it girl at this nutritional supplement company. Dawn works there as an accountant. Dawn goes missing. Dawn is like the girl, like she's like the weird one, right? So she goes missing one day. She's always at her desk at like 8:45, like the whole thing. She's very, 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 very predictable. Then one day she goes missing. When she goes missing, it's so like out of the ordinary that Natalie's like, what the heck? And she goes there, then she's investigated for it because of all these things that they figure out. But the ending to this was like just literally so insane. I could not put it down. I could not stop reading it. It was crazy. I gave this book 5 stars. I read this in early October. I've been thinking about it literally every day since. I love this book. I wish that I could read it for the first time again, just so I could have that excitement of like, oh my god, what's happening? I was like turning page after page after page after page, and then like literally you're not gonna understand like what the heck you just read. You're gonna have to like, I had to close it and like give myself a second and be like, like, what? Oh my god. It was crazy. You have to read this one. This one was just so good. Chef's kiss. Freida McFadden, you have given me a new obsession. Thank you so much. I read The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. I read like a lot of Riley Sager books. I'm trying to read them all. I have not read all of them yet, but I am getting there. So this one follows Casey. She is a recently widowed actress, and she's trying to escape from all the bad press because she's a drunk and they're getting like a lot of bad things about her, and she's just trying to escape them all and go like chillax, right? She's trying to go chill. So she goes to their lake house, family lake house out in Vermont. She passes the time by watching Tom and Catherine Royce. They live across the lake from her, and she's spying on them with binoculars like every day. She's out here like this. One day, she saves Catherine from drowning, and then from there, it literally just spirals. So they strike up a friendship, or they get to know each other the longer Casey watches, and she's like, something ain't right. Like, she's literally watching them all the time. No, every night she's like in their window. It's across the lake, but like at their windows. Like, so weird. So one day when Catherine just like vanishes, she immediately thinks it's Tom. Immediately thinks it's him. I'm not going to get any further into it, but this one was 3.5 to 4 stars for me. She just can't prove it. So immediately she thinks that is him, but she just can't prove it. Just like, you know, just like the little dedication thing up here that says, I think he did it, but I just can't prove it. Taylor Swift, no body, no crime. So I'm not going to get any further into it. You're going to have to read it for yourself, but I rated this one 3.5 to 4 stars. It was very, very slow at the beginning for me, and that's why it kind of has like a lower rating than what I originally would have given it, because like by halfway I was like, dude, I'm so done reading. I was like, I can only like listen to descriptions for so much longer. I was so over it. But there's one part of it that I really didn't like, and I don't want to give too much of it away, but when you find out what really happened, that's what I wasn't a fan of, because I wasn't expecting it. But it picked up immediately, and the ending absolutely shocked me. I did not see that happening. But like the twist, like the first twist, that I wasn't expecting and didn't really love. But the ending on like, it's so hard to explain without telling you exactly what happened, but like the ending on why, what was happening around there shocked me. Wasn't expecting it. It was really good. I really love Riley Sager books, so it wasn't a surprise that I really liked this one. But again, the beginning, I was like, this is so slow, but at the end of it, really liked it. Last but not least, I read You Shouldn't Come Here by Geneva Rose. This book follows Grace Evans. She's an overworked New Yorker, and she's looking for just like a change of scenery. So she does this thing every time when she goes on vacation where she just like throws a dart at a map and she goes there, and then she goes on Airbnb, and there you go, there's her vacation, just to like get her out of her routine. So this year, it landed in Wyoming. There she scheduled an Airbnb, and she ends up with Calvin Wells. Everything is like really weird here. Like, he lives on a ranch. Like, why are you Airbnb-ing out your house like this? Like, I immediately, the first time I read this, was like, why are you staying in someone's house? Now, I know everyone's not like that, but like, I'm on high alert at all times. So I was like, this is odd. So like, they have no internet, no cell service. Everyone in the town is like creepy weird. Like, everything's just odd, and I would have like hightailed it out of there, but not her. No. She hung out. I can't give too much away about this because you're gonna have to go read it for yourself. Rated this one 3 stars. It wasn't as intense as I was hoping for based off of reading about it or based off of Geneva Rose's other books, which I really loved. It was her just like living at the ranch, and at the end of it, like the middle of it, I was like just kind of over it. I was like, give me like some action. Like, it was good, don't get me wrong. Like, I didn't like not like it. It wasn't not good. I just, sometimes I hate when books are so slow and it's like, oh my god, okay, end. And that's how this one felt for me. The ending, it shocked me. Like, I wasn't expecting, there was like a twist and then a twist on top of the twist, and that's what like got me, and that's what got me to stay at the 3 stars and not any lower, because her just living at the ranch, I was like, bro, it's boring. I was like, done. Ending just felt very rushed for me. It was like all of a sudden everything was happening, and then it was like, okay, done. Then that's how I just was over it. The beginning to the middle of her just like living at the ranch and like all like these weird things happening, I was like, give me some like real action. But then the end, that brought some real action. However, it just felt so rushed. I wish we got an epilogue at the end of like what happens years after. Or even like a few days after, because if you read the book, you know what happens, so you know what I'm talking about. But I just wish I got like a little bit more with the ending. I would have liked, that's my thing with like thriller books. It's like, well, how can you just cut off right here? Like, that's it? That's done? No, not for me. Not for me. I wish I got a little bit more. But it was still like a really solid read. I would read more Geneva Rose books. I really like her as an author, so I will continue to read books as they come out, but that one kind of fell flat for me compared to the other ones that I did read. These are all of the books that I want to read in November. Here they are. It is a shorter stack than usual, but that is because I'm going away in the month of November, so a lot of things are happening in the month of November. I feel like I'm not going to have as much time to read as I would like. So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books here, which is still like a lot. I'm averaging about like 6 to 8 books a month, sometimes 9. It really depends on like what I'm reading, but this month has some pretty like hefty big books. Like, if you're looking at it, like those are some like books right there. We're gonna try our best to deal with the lighting because I need to film this video. So anyway, I want to read Game Changer by Abby Glines, which is book number 6 in the Field Party series. I'll read the back for all of these. Obviously I haven't read them yet, so I can't give you like a shortened version of it. So let's read the back. Again, I really want to finish this series by the end of the year, so I'm going to read this one in November, maybe the last one in November if I can. Asmita. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing. Ramos has always had big plans for her future, ones that would take her far outside the law and city limits. With overprotective parents who control every part of her life, she's worried that these dreams will never become reality. There's nothing Asa Griffith wants more than to leave Lawton. It's his senior year, and he's all set to attend Ole Miss in the fall, but a part of him also worries that what will happen if he leaves his mom living alone with his abusive father. Okay, see, like I said before, heavy topic. Young adult book. After a huge fight with his father that escalates to violence, Asa is forced out of the house in the middle of the night with nowhere to go. When Asa and Asmita cross paths that night, neither of them is in the mood to socialize. But they also feel this undeniable chemistry, one that gives them each hope that better days lie ahead. Then Asa is sent away to live with his grandmother for 4 months, only to return to Lawton and find Asmita has moved on. Still, the sparks between Asa and Asmita linger. Neither of them has forgotten the way that they felt seen by the other at their lowest points. Can Asa and Asmita find their way back to each other? Oh, this is going to be cute. I like this. I think I'm going to really like this because I can't remember. There's so many characters. But I think I really liked Asa as a character. So I'm excited to get his side. I like that we get everyone's story. And trust me, there is a lot of characters in this series. So I'm excited to read about him. I think that's going to be a really easy, like, book in between some of the other ones that I have. So I want to read that one. My book club read for the month of November is Caravel by Stephanie Garber. I'm just realizing that she is the author of Caravel. Like, I knew that, but I have another one of her books down here. So I'm just realizing that. It's okay. This is the book club read. So this is a 3-book series, but I think it's only 3 books. Yeah, it's only 3 books. Scarlet Dragna has never left the tiny island where she and her sister Tella live with their powerful and cruel father. Now, Scarlet's father has arranged a marriage for her, and Scarlet thinks her dreams of seeing Caravel once-a-year performance where the audience participates in the show are over. But this year, Scarlet's long dreamt of invitation finally arrives. With the help of a mysterious sailor, Tella whisks Scarlet away to the show. Only as soon as they arrive, Tella is kidnapped by Caravel's mastermind organizer, Legend. It turns out that this season's Caravel revolves around Tella, and whoever finds her first is the winner. Scarlet has been told that everything that happens during Caravel is only an elaborate performance, but she nevertheless becomes enmeshed in a game of love, heartbreak, and magic with the other players in the game. And whether Caravel is real or not, she must find Tella before the 5 nights of the game are over. A dangerous domino effect of consequences is set off, and her sister disappears forever. That's going to be really interesting. Oh my god, I'm really excited for this. Oh my god, I want to read it right now. Oh, so pretty. I'm so excited for that one. That was going to be really interesting. And again, I really know nothing about the series until I've had them forever because I like Stephanie Gerber. So I bought them when it was in a box set. So I know just from that, like hearing about this organizer Legend from Caravel, I know he gets a book, or there's a book named Legend, right? I'm trying to think. I think so. Yeah. This is going to be really interesting. I'm so excited. Oh my god. I love being excited for books. This book I am in the middle of. I started reading it in October, but I did not finish it because this is a hefty book. I am finishing the Addicted Galloway Sister series. I finally started reading it. I love it. I am about 60% of the way through right now. So this is the epilogue novel to the Addicted and Galloway Sister series. I talk about the Galloway Sisters, I think, in literally every single video, because I love that series. That's probably like it is probably my favorite book series ever. I relate to the characters. I love those characters. They're incredible. Just amazing. The epilogue novel goes literally like years and years and years and years and years in advance. So it goes through all their children, them having children, what's happening in 2026. Like, it's crazy. I love it. It says, falling in love was just the beginning, the conclusion to the epic 10-book series about the unbreakable strength of family, friendship, and love. Lily and Lo are back one final time, childhood best friends and soulmates. Reich and Daisy are back one final time, wild risk-takers and flirty adventurers. Connor and Rose are back one final time, genius rivals and intellectual teammates. 10 years of laughter, of heartache, and love. This one is so incredible. I'm going to finish it soon. I bought it on the Kindle because I could not carry around this book, and I especially could not hold this book. Reading on the Kindle is so much easier, especially with me having no time, like, ever anymore. So that is really good. I'm loving it. I'm going to finish it really soon, I think. This month, I also want to read Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing her name. Cameron just read this, loved it. I have to read it. So I think I'm also going to buy this one on Kindle because I'm going away. So I think that this would be perfect to be reading while I'm there. Nice little fantasy book. 20-year-old Violet Sorrengail was supposed to enter the Scribe Quadrant, living a quiet life among the books and history. Now, the commanding general, also known as their toughest talent's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre, dragon riders. I think it's Navarre. If I'm not pronouncing that right, I'm sorry. I'm not really good at this whole thing. But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away, because dragons don't bond to fragile humans. They incinerate them. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter, like Xaden Rogerson, the most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the Rider's Quadrant. Wow, that is a tongue twister. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. With every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly, the kingdom's protective wards are failing, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, lovers, everyone at Basgaith War College has an agenda, because once you enter, there are only 2 ways out: graduate or die. Cameron says she loved this one. She read this book during our 12-hour reading challenge. The words, oh my god, they're so small. I'm really excited for it though, especially if I read it on Kindle. I feel like I'm going to fly through it because you're not physically holding it, so it seems like so much more. Oh, I love fantasy books because I love the maps. Look at the map. Oh my god, I love it so much. It's so good. I'm really excited for that one. And I think Iron Flame comes out, at the time that I'm filming it. I think it comes out next week, so that's really exciting. Last but certainly not least, I want to read Stephanie Garber's latest novel, which is A Curse for True Love. This is book number 3 in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. This one says, 2 villains, 1 girl, and a deadly battle for happily ever after. Evangeline Fox ventured to the magnificent north in search of her happy ending, and it seems as if she finally has it. She's married to a handsome prince and lives in a legendary castle. But Evangeline has no idea of the devastating price she's paid for this fairy tale. She doesn't know what she has lost, and her husband is determined to make sure she never finds out. But first he must kill Jax, the Prince of Hearts. Blood will be shed, hearts will be stolen, and true love will be put to the test in A Curse for True Love, the breathtaking conclusion to the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I'm gonna cry. I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. So look at the cover. If you know, you know. The book says The Ballad of the Archer and the Fox. But let's put the dust jacket back on. If you know, you know. I'm super excited for this one. I literally can't read it fast enough, but I am determined to finish Some Kind of Perfect by Kristen Becker Ritchie first, and then I'll get to that one. So maybe I'll buy that one on Kindle too so I can read it when I'm on the way. But I'm really excited for that one. I feel like I had a super good reading month in October. All of the books that I was reading, I rated very highly, which I feel like I think it was September or August, I really wasn't reading anything that I thought was good or worthy of more than like 3.5 stars. So I'm excited that I was able to get all those really, really good reads in October, and I think all the ones that I'm going to read in November, or really hope to read in November, are going to be high rated ones too, just based off of the fact of like looking at them and what they are. But that is all. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all next time.